I have a testimony to share. Today, the FedEx guy came to our door because he was picking up an item that we were returning by mail. And I wasn't sure if it was one item or two. So he took the one item to his truck, and I called my husband, and we didn't have a second item, but he came back and I gave him $1 million bill. And I said, have you ever gotten one of these before? And he said, yes, I have actually. Your husband gave me one. And I said, what do you think about Jesus? And he said, oh, I believe in Jesus. I was raised Catholic. I always have. And I said, Jesus said, if you love me, you'll obey me. And then I shared my testimony. I said, I grew up in Christian church and I believed that Jesus was God. I believed he died on the cross for sin, but I didn't trust him. I went off to college and I became an alcoholic and did things I never thought I would do. And you could tell he kind of was shocked by that. And I said, it's more than just believing in Jesus. You have to trust him. I said, you can say to someone, I trust you. But if you do the exact opposite of what they say, your actions prove that you don't really trust them. And the same is true with God. And then I said, do you ever read the Bible? And he said, no. So I grabbed the Gospel of John that was by our front door with all our evangelism tracts and evangelism things. We only had one there, so praise God. But I said, here, this is the Gospel of John. It's just one book of the Bible, and it's written by a disciple of Jesus whose name was John, and he walked with Jesus, talked with Jesus, ate with Jesus, and this is everything that he saw Jesus do. He wrote it down. And the FedEx guy said, John 3:16. I said, yeah, John 3:16 is in there. And I said, in John chapter 15, in there, it's where Jesus says, if you love me, you'll obey me. And he flipped through it like he was going to read it. So it was a very brief encounter. I said, read that. It only takes 5 minutes to read one chapter a day. And it's more than just believing that Jesus exists and believing that God exists. It's having a relationship with him and obeying him. And so he said, thank you. His name is Eric. But I wanted to share this testimony with you as an encouragement that faithfulness is important. Obeying God in your day-to-day life is important and easy to do. David had already given him a tract, so now he gets another one. That shows that we both are eager or anticipatory to share the gospel with someone. People don't always receive the message the first time or the second time. Sometimes it takes 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. But as an encouragement, if you want to share the gospel in your day-to-day life, have tracts by your front door, have evangelism things by your front door. You can share the gospel with the mailman. You can share the gospel with anyone who comes to your front door. You don't always necessarily have to leave your house to share Jesus with those in the world. So pray for Eric that he reads the Gospel of John and comes to the Lord, but also be encouraged. I pray that you share the gospel in your day-to-day life and that this testimony inspires you. So I pray that you all have a blessed and a beautiful day, a day filled with God's beauty. Bye.